Hi, I'm Renée Galvin, author and illustrator, and today we are going to be drawing Dotty. She is a little leopard gecko, and she is from my new book called Don't Forget Dotty. It is all about a little leopard gecko who has 10 days to find a home from the pet store, and she is pulling out all of the stops to get that forever home. If you want to check it out, it's on reneegalvin.com. But until then, we are going to draw together. So you're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, and a really good eraser. If you're nervous about drawing, don't be. You're going to follow along with me, and we are going to draw together. And all you need to draw, Dotty, is your alphabet, your numbers, and your shapes. And if you know how to draw those, then you can draw anything. And I'm going to prove it to you today. Now just note that Dotty is one of my more challenging characters, but we can do it. If you want some of my easier ones, they will be posted on my page as well. Now, let's get to drawing. Okay, we are going to start drawing Dotty, and with Dotty, she has two really big oval eyes. And so we are going to draw those on our paper. They don't have to be perfect, but they do just need to be ovals. And if you draw really lightly, you'll be able to erase if you need to erase. So we're going to draw two big ovals, kind of far away. She has a really long face. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take two arches and go over around her eyes like this. So they're just kind of like rainbows or upside down letter U's. Then in between those arches, we're going to draw a line across that's curved. Underneath the circle, Dotty has little kind of folds in her eyes, which are just arches. There's another one here. And they're kind of letter C's. One's a backwards letter C and one is a regular letter C. Then we're going to do another letter C, but this time it's going to be bigger. And we're going to continue the tail of that C. Same thing for this one. Continue the tail. In between her eyes, she has a upside down W or a letter M that's kind of stretched and spread out. Her smile starts way over here and we make an arch. Then we're going to swirl down and we're going to come up here and we're going to connect. So these are just a letter S that keeps winding around her face. Inside these ovals that we drew earlier, we're going to draw another set of ovals. Pretty big. Those are the center of her eyes. Inside those ovals, we're going to draw a circle. We're going to color it in. Now we're going to go to the side of her oval and we're going to draw an arch, upside down arch or a letter U. And we're going to draw two. And then we're just going to go along this line of her eye. It's the original line that we made. And we're going to just kind of trace it. And that is going to be her eyelashes. Same thing on this side. We're going to follow that line. Then we're going to make our letter U and our letter U here. And we're just going to connect it. Now she needs little nostrils. So we're going to make a letter C and a letter C. For her belly, it's a letter S. And then we're going to make her tail, which is also a letter S, but a backwards one. And then we're going to do another backwards S right here for her back. And then on her tail, we're going to follow this line, this S, backwards S we made. We're going to follow it down. And we're going to make it a little fatter when we go, because her tail is fatter when it gets down to the bottom here. And then we're going to retrace that line. Now there's her tail. Now we're going to do her legs and her feet. This back leg is just parentheses or 2 arches. And then we're going to make letter U, letter U, letter U, and letter U. And that's 1 foot. This front leg is a letter L with a line. And a letter U, and a letter U, and a letter U, and a letter U. Same thing with this one. It's a backwards L. And then we're going to do another backwards L. And then we're going to make a feet. 1, 2, 3. And we already know those are letter U's. Back here, there's a leg that's hidden. And then underneath, we're going to connect her tail to the rest of her belly. And we're going to follow this line up like this so that her underbelly and her neck connect. We're going to make a letter U to make the lines of her belly. And then we're going to put on her spots, which are just letter C's, and then we kind of color them in. Letter C's, all different shapes and sizes of letter C's. Some of them hang off of her tail. Some of them are up here on her head. She has some on her cheeks. Now, I'm going to clean her up, and then we're going to come back and we're going to show you Dotty. And the last thing that we need to do when we are artists and we create a beautiful masterpiece is sign our names. And you can sign your name however you would like. Some artists sign them with initials. Sometimes they sign them with their first and last names. Sometimes just little symbols. So it's up to you. But now you have created a Dotty. So, how did it go? I know you made Dotty look adorable. And you're such a good artist. I'm very impressed. Please feel free to share your Dotty photos using the hashtag Don't Forget Dotty. Thank you so much for drawing along with me. Share your drawings on social media using hashtag Don't Forget Dotty.